Hello, this is Tate with Blackbird Outdoors, blackbirdoutdoors.net, and we're continuing on with our how to grow seeds, start from seeds to grow plants in our preparedness series. Now this is my particular growing station here. I have enough for 4 flats. I have 2 of the heating mats to start trays, and I'm running 4 T8 lamps here that I've actually supercharged. I've taken a 4 lamp ballast and turned it into a high output by forcing the 4 lamp ballast to go directly into a 2 lamp fixture. Now as you notice here, which it kind of looks kind of ugly, but I have my lamps. They're actually suspended from the top on ropes with little pulley systems, so that I can actually lower the lights all the way down on top of the domes. You can see my little sticky traps that are in them that actually keep the bugs down if we get any, and there's only 1 or 2 out here. You'll see a little bit more in the greenhouse just because that is still a pretty humid environment. It gives a little bit more time and they get a little bit more light out there. Now what I have here in my scenario is I have a south-facing window which puts out as much light as it humanly can. I keep the house at about 68 degrees, and then I use the heating mats to bring my seeds up to 75-80 degrees max, and I really keep it at that point. Now I do have fans that run on this during the day to help cool down the plants, and 2, it allows it to help move the plants back and forth and circulate CO2. When we get outside, we actually have our CO2 generator that's pumping CO2 through, but just the CO2 that's in the room right now works just fine with what we have. So that helps just circulate around, keeps the bugs down too, and those are all ran by timers. So the lights run roughly 13 hours, and in front of the sun we help with that full spectrum of light. We run 2 cold and 2 warm bulbs, which really help with that, like again, full spectrum light, and the light from outside. Using both of them at the same time really works well. And if you look, the shiny part underneath, that is an old emergency blanket, or space blanket as some people call them. That really helps the heat reflect back up and really warm up those seeds and get them to go. Remember, it's best if they're like to that 70 to 75 degree range. Anything above 40 is where you want to be. I try not to even start seeds unless they're above 50 degrees. With this system, I'm able to plant tomatoes. My last batch came up well within 5 days, and I'm hoping to give the second batch, where I've had a full chance to have them set on the heat mats the whole time, to come up in 4 days, which is pretty good. And it cuts a pepper, which usually takes about 10 to 20 days, down to a 5 to 10 day scenario, mattering on the seed. And our domes, they work great. We're just able to dump the ones that are actually doing a little better, where we have these back here, where we actually have them actually popping up right now, and they're doing really good. These tomatoes came up in roughly 5 days, so that works really great. The ones that are doing a little better, I take off the mats. I usually give it the mat as long as I can until I have the next set of seeds that I want to put in. Now my system is I've designed it with 2 separate lights, because I can actually unplug one and just run 1 set of lights at a time. Now now that they're not technically in seed or haven't actually rose up yet, there's no reason to run the second light until they've actually popped up to that where they're actually starting to break through. So that back set runs with a light for the 13 hours, and the other set just runs off the sunlight, because it really doesn't need the sun to run them, to get them to germinate. As soon as they come on, I'll drop down the second light, and they'll go through the whole germination process at the same time also. So they'll be able to run that 13 hours of light. And again, I run them on a timer, and then the heat mats run all day long during the winter time, and when it starts getting warm enough to where they can stay warm on their own, I turn those off during the day. So this is Tate with Blackbird Outdoors, blackbirdoutdoors.net. If you have any questions, feel free to call us or give us a hit on our email. Have a great day.